This video is for Legionnaires. It's their Patreon request. Okay, we're doing more music from Guilty Gear. Now, this one is like requested all the time. We're finally going to hear it. I'm very excited. This is Drift. Let's go. I like the introduction. It was a little deceptive phrasing. I was like, wait, is this in 4? It's just the way they kind of pushed where the accent would land for what was implied as a downbeat, but it wasn't a downbeat. That was nice. I like that. Again, please.
It took me 10 years to find the answer to something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it.
Oh! But where we go, Mr. Bungle, all of a sudden, I mean, not quite that wild, but like it's just that sound, the way the guitars are working, it kind of remind me of that band a little bit. So we open up with like the weird phrasing on this like pseudo swing thing in the beginning. We get some upright bass coming in. It's the lyrics are like there. It's in English for a second. I was like, what is happening? I'm confused. And then we have a complete departure, and our guitar work goes somewhere else. Our bass work goes somewhere else. And then we just have like rhythms that are kind of suggestive of a different feel, and it is a different feel. We just quickly depart. So Ishu Watati, I feel like all of his music has been pretty exploratory in all the pieces. We've only done like maybe 5 or 6, but I feel like in all 5 or 6, whatever we've done on the channel, I'm always saying like, dude, this is pretty cool. So sorry to stop us so early, but not really sorry. We're going back because we got to talk about some things. Great balance between piano and hi-hat there in the mix. Vocal's gonna be super bright on top.
It took me 10 years to find the answer to something.
And it's a nice little guitar riff going on. We'll get that when the voice comes in. Check out the upright bass versus guitar layering that's going on, supporting the vocal line. Even though the vocal line doesn't really need much support because it's so freaking dominant.
It took me 10 years to find the answer to something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it.
But then our walking bass line, it kind of departs that kind of upright sound to very more of electric sound. It gets a little fuzzy, more like kind of an on fire sound. And then we have a departure. We'll experience this departure right here. But it's just kind of a cool musical little transition here. Yeah, man. So we go from walking to pretty much just camping out on one note right there and just create this kind of drone. This is fun. And the reason to me that's interesting, because before we had boom doom 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 boom boom doom doom going on to where now our boogadoon jackadoon doogadoon jackadoon, it's like a distant cousin. It's still like the same. Like this is still happening. The tempo is the same. We just like shifted how the feel is going to be experienced by the listener and where like our like accents are and our main like tangible placements of the music. And it's a cool little modulation there. It's like rhythmic modulation. lots of things are happening right there. 3 bands come out to me. Alice in Chains. Now we talked about it before, and I know he was a fan of them. Rush, big time right there. That felt like some Geddy Lee and some, dude, just Alex Lifeson type playing around there a little bit, you know, and then a little bit of the Beatles with the way, like, I don't know, it's kind of Lennon-esque and the vocal stacking there. Like when I say Rush, I don't mean like Neil Peart in the drums. Like I wasn't getting that kind of feel. It was just like the guitar work. That was interesting. Sorry, that's 129. Let's go back to like 130. It's just a lot of exploratory stuff going on here. I'm really digging our groove eccentric doo-ga-doo, baga-doo, doo-ga-doo, but we're getting kind of a almost Afro-Cuban-esque a little bit around percussion elements going around that. It's kind of just decorative. Maybe not. Yeah, it's still pretty in the pocket. We're not really getting it just was a little bit flirtatious with this. I felt like the beat just went on the front side a little bit, and we had some, like, I don't know, maybe some gravity pulling it that way. Not that it doesn't need to be either way. I'm just going through this real time. It's like, well, what does it kind of sound like, and just talking about it. Definitely all from a vantage point of appreciation, because this is pretty cool. Even when we break it up in little segments like this and geek out on it. Oh, that's so Alice in Chains, man. This feels like Rush. Yeah, dude. Now we're exploratory on that. The 2-note, the grouping there. I don't know. Maybe it does sound a little Neil Peartish as well. I just feel like it was very Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee, just with the way it was combined. Not that we need to sorry. I know in a lot of videos we compare things, but that's just kind of like the way it is, right? You feel something like, oh, it reminds me of XYZ. We're just talking. This is all just surface level. That's all these analyses. It's just like, what do we hear first time listening? Those harmonies are nice. What a shift, dude. Okay, you have to admit, we went from we completely abandoned that feel, right? Tempo doesn't change. We're still there. We're still like the way the ink would be written on the page. We're still on the same meter. We're still at the same speed, but man, does the feel just like operate differently. Double kick comes in. It's busy. You got the double kick going on, the guitar lines, we got all our spider fingers happening, everything's going, and then the lyric line is kind of big and open and more just kind of exploratory with feels like just like kind of slow movements in comparison to everything the rhythm section is doing underneath. But then it feels like it's going to completely shift again. So so far, Drift has been, I don't feel like we're just like, I'm thinking like Drift in that aspect of like drifting in the car. It's not that experience at all, because that seems so like controlled and expectations are met in that kind of scenario. This is like we're drifting and going somewhere else. Obviously, I have no context to the actual, I don't have any experience with Guilty Gear, so no context there. So that's just a an out there thing. I drift tonight, carried by the waves. I will just be a flat sea. I drift tonight, a finite one, and the infinite one. Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, dude. Absolutely gorgeous. But what an interesting delivery, the rhythm delivery of the melody there. Let's go back to, I don't remember the words. I drift tonight, carried by the waves. Let's listen to this delivery of this. I drift tonight, carried by the waves. all those syllables, ba beep ba 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 beep ba 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 ba, and compared to everything's going on there. Like it's a great mix, but I also like the fact that we get a downbeat in the band, and then the lyrics come in a little like an eighth note later or a quarter note later, whatever the separation is. I like that it's not all together. We just have a little bit of displacement. That's very enjoyable. That's fascinating, dude. Like, if you could camp out on that vocal line, it would be cool to get some programs. We get out, we separate the rhythm section, separate the melody, and it'd be fun to play them to someone like myself who had never heard this before. Like, hey, check out this rhythm section part. What do you think kind of vocals will go on top of that? Or do the reverse order, play just the vocals and be like, what do you think, what kind of stuff would you write to accompany in the rhythm section under this vocal line? And I really don't think, I don't think in both those scenarios that you would come together with what's here. And that's what makes this very cool, because I feel like it's exploratory. That's 212. I want it one more time. One more time, please.
I will just be a black sea. I drift tonight and find night one. And the
Yeah, I think, sorry, I know we keep stopping it, but it's the way we've come. We're only 214 out of 546, but it's the way how far we've come from the beginning, the way the groove was laid down, and like the harmonic function to now the bassist and the guitarist really moving in like kind of like parallel manner with that. And then we end on this gorgeous major chord here. And it's very cadential, like with how it resolves. So I don't really expect anything to stay the same. We're not even halfway done. So my assumption is it's going to be like it has been. It's going to change more, but I've enjoyed everything we've gotten so far. We're going to go back a couple seconds and see what happens here.
It took me 10 years to find the answer something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. I don't have anything that's really important to me. That's why everything is beautiful.
Very interesting. Well, obviously, what a fusion, right? Generally when we do fusion, we talk about like, we don't do fusions within the same listening experience, meaning the same song, because we're fusioning what's from the beginning and what we just had, and now we're just putting those on top of each other. And conventionally, is it something you would normally encounter? No, not really. But within the context of this song, does it work? Hell yeah, it works. It's badass. This is really cool. This is 233. Let's go back to 225 and we'll see how this functions.
That's really important to me. That's why everything is beautiful.
Wow, man, I can't say enough good stuff about this. This is very cool. We're getting a taste of a lot of things. This is not, folks that like don't like a lot of changes in music, I don't think they like this, because there's a lot of ingredients. I love the fact that there's this a big shout out to the beginning, but it's so much, there's a lot more stank on that groove now. So it's like fusion within fusion, but the fusion is like evolving and changing. So I don't know. Now we're 326. Will it get more of the same? Are we going to get any more evolutions? Or have we reached the point to where we definitely know the style of bass and guitar together, how it gets so funky, heavy, and then how we can have our, like, when I say swing in quotes, because I mean, it's not really a swing, but it's kind of like an implied style, right? We get the swing feel from the top with the piano and the guitar that was out there, and combine that. Do we go anywhere else, or have we reached all the pinnacles that drift will be? Let's find out.
Think of me, and that army will be born. The truth is not always real. I don't want any conclusions.
Damn.
I drift tonight, carried by the waves. I will just be a black sea. I drift tonight, a finite one, and the infinite one.
Oh God.
Can you hear it? The pulses of the living. The ironic rhythm is a grand orchestra. It's never the same tone. Who wants to stop this?
Wow.
There can be when the violent storm is over. Blue sky is more beautiful than ever. You see, I want that, that's all I want. I drift tonight the waves. I'll just be a rock sea. I drift tonight. Please don't stop the flow. I drift tonight with wonder.
Dude, what is happening? Why is this so? This is why everyone asked for it. I totally get it now. Man, this is really cool, and there's so much variety. And I said it's over. Have we seen all the varieties of drift? And no, we had not, because suddenly we went to more of an operatic / like kind of almost musical theater experience. Like it's just there. We get symphonic stuff coming in. We've got strings, we've got woodwinds, we've got brass happening, and I feel like the storytelling of what's happening within the song, it's the context of the song itself. It takes its third departure. This one feels more like a departure though, because we really, the other parts were more of a fusion, and they still were like an A and a B. This is not exactly a C. We're further down the alphabet here. We're just in a numerical system at this point, because that was so different than anything else that we had in the piece so far. But you know what? I'm into that. Again, I will echo what I said earlier. I totally understand that some folks are not. Probably you are, though, because if you're watching a Guilty Gear video, you probably already like the song Strime. So I can't imagine. If you happen to be someone that just checks out the variety in the channel, that's cool too. You can let us know what you think about it. There is no right or wrong, because this is all artistic, creative viewpoints here. Very cool. Now, a lot happened though, and I tried not to geek out and stop it as much as I had, because I was like, well, let's get some context here. That's 511. We can't just, I don't know. I feel like we should go back like at least right here, like 451. Yeah, because we can see how much of a percussive, we're just our forward movement from the timpani here, just driving big quarter note pulse right there. We got the strings happening. There was some harmonies going on with other vocal layers right when I hit unpause. Yeah, some callback melodies right there. Pretty emotional delivery on Please Don't Stop the Flow as well. This is it's very interesting. I feel like it's it's not conventional. And remember, conventional doesn't mean anything positive, negative, right or wrong. I would say just conventional, what you're used to hearing as far as like song design. Does that make sense? We're not getting a conventional experience here. And I like that. I like that quite a bit. was it's kind of a cute ending, right? Like tongue in cheek. The ending sequence though, the descending bass line and the way the vocals are working, that's gorgeous, man. This is a piece of art for sure. This is a huge piece of art. Let's look in the body of this video really quick. Vocals. Oh, I feel like this. We've had this name before. Yeah, Naoki Hashimoto. I feel like it. Happy Chaos's theme. Happy Chaos, really. So someone's name is actually Happy Chaos. I mean, that makes sense. That sounds like, that literally sounds like Happy Chaos. So I get it. Well, I don't get it because I don't have context of Guilty Gear, but you can let me know. I can live vicariously through you. So please and thank you in the comments down below. Let me know. My name is DrumRollTony. Catch me when I'm live on Twitch. Link for all the socials down in the video description below. YouTube thinks you should watch this video or this video next. Have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. Please and thank you. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, so you can catch the next one. All right. Take it easy. Bye-bye.